Yep.
Fabulous. Okay. So, hello every pony. Welcome to FillyCon in Philadelphia. What?
I've never used the open office version of this. How do you start it?
Slideshow. Start slideshow.
Oh.
Or slideshow. Hey!
That's it.
Well, that's beautiful.
Isn't it lovely? Ooh, I made it on a Mac computer, so this might get a little funky halfway through, so I'm sorry.
They're actual sofas.
It was on a Mac. They gave me funky things to play with. All right, anyway. Oh, that's funny. All right, so hi everybody. How are you? Good? Yes. On this beautifully humid Saturday in Philadelphia. So welcome to Pony Cosplay 101, Basics of Pony Cosplay and Design. We're going to start with meeting our panel. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Oshi. Been cosplaying since 2002. I have a specialty in fursuits, obviously. I made that for DoubleTree. That one in like 2 weeks.
And anything else? And I'm Lady Ava. I've been cosplaying for 16 years. A little bit on my background as a costumer. I'm self-taught in all of my seamstressing and sewing and everything like that.
Same.
Yeah, same. We're both self-taught. We really never took any classes on sewing, so sorry.
Oddly enough, I'm the one who taught her how to use the sewing machine.
he taught me how to use the sewing machine.
Trade secrets.
Trade secrets. Little background on professional stuff. Yes, I'm not a professional cosplayer, but I'm a professional costumer. I've worked on Broadway, off-Broadway, television, and film. Notably, I did Rock of Ages for a little while, and I was also anything on the main stretch of Broadway I probably worked on.
I'm a web developer, but I did work costuming at Terror Behind the Walls for one season. So if you go there and you see guys in, the jail striped pants, I made all those. I never want to see that fabric again.
16. Ooh, hey, microphone. 16. No. Yes, no. Me.
There we go.
Hey, all right, microphone. I feel special now. So
Sing us a
16
song.
years-
It's rah-rah.
You don't want to hear me sing. So,
Just joking.
16 years as a cosplayer. We've been to conventions all up and down the Eastern Seaboard, West Coast. Not just pony conventions. We do anime cons, video game cons. We've spoken at multiple conventions on costuming. We're both judges. I actually was the head of the special events department at BronyCon this year.
And I was a judge.
And he was one of our judges. So, and also, I actually just recently was told that I will now be teaching a costuming course at the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan.
Oh,
So,
wow.
very cool. And is this working? Is this working?
It just
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I had no idea. But yeah, so
Whoa.
Hi there.
Sorry, wrong one.
good. We've been doing this for a very, very long time. And it's been a very interesting ride to see how the community has grown so much.
We're going to just skip it.
All right.
Sorry to bother you.
That is cool. That's fine. All right, so what is cosplay? Well, obviously, we just don't know. I just dress like this every day. So cosplay, obviously, it's derived from the words costume and play. It was actually the term cosplay originated in Japan. But do we know where cosplay started?
Do we know when cosplay started?
Oh,
Does
that's a
anybody?
better question. Anyone? This is going to blow your minds, I promise you.
Late 1930s America.
Wow.
Worldcon 1939.
Who would've-
Fori and Morojo were their names. They made costumes based on an H.G. Wells story. And
Wow.
that was the first documented cosplay. There's actually, what site was that? There was, I think it was on Vice or something, a really good article on Morojo
Yeah, it
and
was
the origin
Vice.
of cosplay.
It was nice. Because he actually passed away a couple years ago, so
Yeah, Fori.
more power
He kept-
to him, the father of our
Yeah,
hobby. so to
Morojo
speak.
kind of dropped out after a while, but Fori kept going to conventions,
Up until the end,
yeah, up
basically.
until the end.
Yeah. And then what happened is that back in the 80s,
1984 Anime Expo.
Japanese...
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. A
1984.
Japanese man who wrote for a magazine came over to the States for the convention and saw all these people in Trek costumes and Star Wars costumes, and he thought this was like the coolest thing ever. So he wrote an article and brought it back to Japan, and it exploded.
And as the Japanese do, a portmanteau, cosplay, costume play.
And that's where the term
Cosplay.
came from. Cosplay. So what happened basically is that's why a lot of people think that it became popularized here in the U.S. due to things like Toonami and Adult Swim showing anime and the distribution of getting more manga here and all that other stuff. So it really did get its popularity through anime, but you know, we're awesome. So we just took it and ran with it kind of thing. But today's industry worldwide is worth over $600 million worldwide. And that's with the production of costumes and prints and armory and all this other crazy stuff. Wigs alone, my God. I have a treasure trove in wigs. And of course, I want to share one very important fun fact about cosplay that everybody in this room should come away with from this panel. All right, what is it? Oh my God, oh my God. Cosplay is for everyone. Cosplay is a hobby that is just that, it's a hobby. I do this as a hobby and it just led to me being able to have a furtherized career in cosplay. However, you see how much fun everybody's having? This is what it should be. Have fun with your cosplays. Enjoy the hobby that it is. This is our best way to show off our love for characters in the most crazy ways possible. But it's a great way, and personally I think we're like the ultimate fans. Like you have your fans who collect figures or collect books and all this other stuff. We dress up and embody the people, okay? If that's not a fan, I don't know what is, okay? Oh wow, this is screwed up thing, sorry. I'm gonna go there. So types of pony cosplay. Alright, so in my book there are 3 types of My Little Pony cosplay. There's the full humanized version of My Little Pony cosplay, which is no ears, wings, or horns, which is basically what I'm doing now. I interpret the pony into what they look like as a complete and total human. So the ears tend to give me a headache after a while, that's why I really don't like wearing them. And I do wear wings on occasion, but I hit people a lot, so I was like, no, it's cool, bro. But yeah, and then putting their cutie mark into the clothing somehow to say, this is the horse that I'm doing, the fun pastel colored horse that I'm cosplaying, thank you. Then the anthropomorphic is still humanized, but you add the wigs, wings, horns, and everything else to the costume design. Right? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Then fursuits, which we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to discuss this more.
Yeah, completely covering mascot head, full head, full body. Not always full body. You can actually combine them, humanize with fursuit. You can have the head. You can have an outfit that looks like it with like maybe the arm sleeves and legs, tail, all that. But mainly the fursuit involves the head. So.
And then there's also the Rule 63 cosplay, which is guys portraying female characters as male and females portraying male characters as male. So this is also the term that we use to use in cosplay for that is crossplay. Ever hear that term?
Yes.
All right, little known fact about me as a cosplayer. When I first started, for like the first 6 years I cosplayed, I only crossplayed. I never did female characters. I only did male characters. Mostly because I didn't like dressing in skimpy outfits. I like to be covered from head to toe. That's obviously changed.
Obviously.
Confidence. But this is a very, very common practice in cosplay. It is not unusual to see people crossplaying. It tends to be a little bit more popular as females portraying male characters, which is totally wrong, and I'm going to cover my hand because I spelled it wrong. Hey, I said female character portraying female. Oh, male, never mind. Anyway, I have poor wording in my PowerPoints. But the thing here is that crossplay is actually a staple of cosplay. Because especially in anime-related things, I apologize to the men in the room, but let's face it, females make better anime boys. Because they're very, very feminine. That's why I ended up doing a lot of male characters. And you know what? It was a lot of fun. I served as con boyfriend for a lot of my friends. It was hilarious. When my friends would get hit on, I'd be like, excuse me, thank you. I'd walk away with them. But, moving on. And guys, of course, can cosplay the main 6 too, which falls into the crossplay thing. I've seen some amazing, there's like a fly flying around, sorry. I've seen some amazing guys cosplaying as the main 6, like the Twilight Spartan from BrodyCon. Yes. That was really cool. It was a Halo-style armor based like Twilight Sparkle. A+. I've seen, not even main 6, I've seen some really amazing male Zakoras. If you've ever been to BrodyCon, like, ooh, fabulous.
Steamy.
And there is no right or wrong way to cosplay ponies. I've seen a lot of people be like, well, there's only one way to cosplay Twilight Sparkle. You have to have that vest, like this woven vest with the schoolgirl skirt and everything like that. Let me tell you, I designed mine to look like a Japanese schoolgirl.
Okay, but let's be honest. If there was only one way, if you're actually going to look at like the actual characters, it would be fursuits.
And a quad suit on top.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh god, there's terrible, there's horrifying stage show ones with the giant head. Oh.
The one that fell off the stage and everybody laughed about it? Okay. But, and also, you know, there's also the Equestria Girls versions, which are very, very cute, but I don't like the Equestria Girls versions. So I was like, I made a school uniform before it was cool. What's up? All right. Now, wigs, wings, and more. Wig sellers in the U.S. Okay, let me tell you a story of a little bit about back in my day when I first started cosplaying. So that was the early 2000s. To get a wig like this, I would have to buy a blonde wig, then dye it. And I couldn't even probably find one
You might
this
be
length.
lucky to get a pink one, but still have to put the
And it
highlights
could
in.
be hot. It could be hot pink. It might not even be
probably,
this
yeah.
color pink.
Good luck
And
finding a nice pale
yet,
pink.
this pale pink kind of color would not have been available. Getting something with like this purple in it, not available. Because my first wig came from Japan and took almost 6 weeks to get here.
Wow.
I still have my first Cypress wig.
I have my sister's wig too. That wig was almost $120 for that wig, and it was not a lace front.
Kind of short, and it was like still $70 plus shipping.
Yeah, and mine was down to here, and it was $120. Quality wig, though. Now, you kids are so lucky. I hate you. Because now you have wig companies like Arta Wigs and Epic Cosplay. I will tell you, this is an Arta wig that I'm wearing right now. Love it. It's beautiful. It came in like 2 days. Very, very excited. And then Epic Cosplay also has beautiful wigs as well. I just ordered a wig from them on Friday, and it's going to be here on Monday, and I blew my mind, but still.
Yeah, and then there's eBay, where you're going to find Chinese sellers that basically get the wigs from the same warehouses that or sources that they do for maybe half the price, and they'll still ship EMS to like 5 days. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
you'll get it relatively
And I'll
quickly.
put it in a tiny little box.
I know, I got a box like this big, and I had a wig like this long. I was like,
How
Chinese
did they
circus
do
people
it?
tacked my wig. It's great. My God, is there a toy car in here too? Like, fantastic. Now, this is going to be an unpopular opinion time. Please don't hate me, but it's my own personal preference. Wigs are 95% or 98% of the time better to use than your natural hair.
2%.
2%. That's just awesome. But the only reason I say that is because I tend to change characters throughout the course of the day. So having my hair as one color for one character wouldn't work if I had dyed it. So, and also to get that animated look a lot of the time, doing a wig is probably the best way to go.
Especially because of volume. Usually, just the way things are animated, you have more volume to the hair, and just having the wig on top of your own head, it just helps.
Because my hair, I will tell you right now, my natural hair is about down to here and it's black. So
Yeah.
I don't think I could pull off pink on an everyday basis, especially at my regular job. Actually, no, I work at an art school. Never mind.
You could.
But it allows you to achieve more of the animated look, and if cared for properly, wigs can last for years and years and years, and be used multiple times. I know that I have one wig that I've used for...
Uh-oh.
Man down! Man down! Buffering. Thank you. We'll move on to that in a second. But I have a wig that I've had for maybe 5 years now, and I've used it for 4 different costumes. My Shinoa wig. Because I had a wig that comes down to here, and I used it for, I don't know if you know Castlevania, a character from Castlevania, Shinoa. And then I repurposed it and used it for the base of my wig for La Muerte from the Book of Life. So it works out nicely.
That one blue wig I got, I used it for a Typhlosion Gajinka, I used it for Ike from Fire Emblem, I used it for Simon from... That is this beautiful, like, dark blue black mix. It was perfect for like all these characters I used.
And you just like characters with blue hair, so let's just face it. Okay, so costumes and where to find them. Once again, 3 types of pony cosplay. Closet or store-bought, we call this closet cosplay. You usually look in your closet, you find something kind of that looks like your character, and you can alter it a little bit and make it to, like, you know, put a cutie mark on it. Hey, I'm adorable, you know, kind of moment. And this is how I started. I had no idea how to sew, and this is how I actually started, by taking things out of my closet. I think I made a squall costume from Final Fantasy VIII out of my closet. Commissions. Who has ever heard of commissions? Commissions? Ah, I'm so happy. If you don't know what a commission is, allow me to tell you. You pay a sum of money to a seamstress or another cosplayer, and they will create a costume for you. Now, this could take a couple of months. You know, cosplayers, we tend to be very busy, even though I don't know how it happens, but we're always busy, usually on other projects. But this is a great way to get a high-quality garment very quickly. So, okay, then design and sew it yourself. I pray you be careful. This is, okay, let me tell you right now, designing and sewing yourself, sewing cosplays is long, it's tedious, you'll get frustrated, but the end result and that end pride you feel when you first finish your costume, you put it on for the first time, you're going to sit there and be like, I made this. It's probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever learned is how to sew. And it's because it served me so much in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, I started here, I've had some stuff commissioned before, not the end of the world, you know. I had my first costume, I had my skirt commissioned for it because I was like, pleats, what are those? And then I moved on to sewing and designing stuff like this, what I'm wearing now, Countess Coloratura. This took me about a month to make. And that includes all like the fun details and everything like that. And when I make something, I tend to budget out my time, my money. That's the thing. It's also expensive.
Still cheaper than commissioning, though. Because
Still cheaper than
You pay for
commissioning?
labor when you commission.
Yeah, you pay for labor when you
You do
commission,
your
and
own
labor's not
labor
cheap.
when-
Labor is not cheap. But
At
when
least
you
it
sew-
shouldn't be. Don't let people undercut themselves.
Yeah, no, never let a cosplayer undercut themselves. I choke myself on my choker, ironically. But I will, if you haven't learned to sew or you're learning to sew and you're finding yourself getting frustrated and annoyed and want to take the sewing machine and chuck it out a window and light it on fire as it's going, or you want to put it in a boat, push it out the ocean, flaming arrow kind of thing here, just remember, everybody gets frustrated. Everybody gets annoyed. But the end result is going to be one of the greatest feelings in the world when somebody's like, where did you get your costume? Like, I made it. What up?
What, really?
Yeah, right? I mean, him, for his work, he does fursuits. Like I said, he's a fursuiter,
Where'd you get that? You made it? Why?
basically.
Love it.
It's a little bit of an endorphin high, you'll enjoy it, and then you'll just be like, I want to make more. I mean, after my first cosplay, I stepped out of getting changed in 2 seconds, somebody's like, oh my god, where'd you get your costume? I made it, oh my god, photo! And you're like, I'm going to keep doing this. Because we're all a little...
Everybody's a little vain.
Yeah. I don't dress like this to just be like, whatever, yeah. All right. So you have your costume, you have everything. Let's talk about makeup. Makeup. So, with the invention of the HD photo camera and everything like that, you know, when people take photos now, I'm going to tell you that unless you have some type of makeup on, they're going to see every imperfection on your face, and it's going to stink when you get your photos back. Now, I'm not saying, first and foremost,
Photoshop does exist.
Photoshop does exist, but it takes a lot of time to touch up photos. But with makeup, you won't have to. So it's important to create a clean and flawless image because we're supposed to be animated characters. And to have that very flawless picture and image, it takes a lot of makeup, unfortunately. Like, I have 4 layers of makeup on my face right now because my face was breaking out. So, but the basics of creating clean coverage is a primer, a concealer, and a foundation. Now, a primer is just to prep your skin, to brace it for what's coming on the face real quick, and it's going to help protect your skin from the makeup and keep your pores from getting clogged. It's actually going to make your skin feel fabulous after you put it on. It might feel a little funny when you first do it, but you're going to be like, okay. Concealer covers up all imperfections on your skin. So let's say you just had, you know, a 48-hour sewing spree, you haven't slept, and you're getting ready to get in costume, you have those big bags under your eyes. Concealer is your best friend in the whole wide world because it gets rid of the bags under your eyes and it will also cover up any blemishes or imperfections you might have on your skin. Foundation. Foundation is basically, you know, I'm going to assume most of you know what foundation is. Yes, foundation? Okay. Okay, foundation is basically how you cover up the rest of your face. It's basically prime your face and make your face have that base coat. Think of it almost like, what's the best way of putting this? You know when you paint something, you prime it and then you paint it? You prime it, then you're painting it. That's the best way for me to actually think of it. And there's 2 different types of foundations. You can get a liquid foundation and a powder foundation. This is both. What I'm wearing now, I put a liquid foundation on first, get it all over the face, blend it in nicely, and then I just use a powder layer to seal it up and cover it up and just smooth out any brush lines that were left over from the liquid. Now, I will tell you right now that the makeup that I'm wearing is a bit on the high-end side because I just like makeup. I have a problem. Ask him.
When she cleaned out her makeup drawer, she showed me all the boxes. I'm like, "Now, where did all this come from?"
There's a reason I'm a platinum member at Sephora. But just because I'm wearing high-end makeup does not mean that it's the best makeup in the world. Some of the best makeup I've actually had is CoverGirl, e.l.f. Cosmetics, and that stuff is cheap. Like drugstore, CVS, awesome. Good way to start out if you don't want to plunge into the really expensive stuff right off the bat. But I will tell you the products that I am wearing right now, just so you know, in case you're interested. My primer is Urban Decay. My concealer is Benefit, which is under the eyes and covering up any imperfections. The foundation, the liquid was Benefit, and the powder was Kat Von D. My liner and my eyeshadows are all from Kat Von D. So that's a small fortune on my face. But this is also important. If you go to a Sephora or an Ulta, or even a makeup counter at Macy's, talk to one of the makeup artists and be like, I've never had makeup on before. I've never done this. What do I do? And they will actually sit down and they will color match you. They'll tell you what's best for your skin. They can actually, at Sephora, they have this little thing where they take photos of your skin and tells you if it's oily, dry, unmanageable, and it will tell you what's best for your skin, especially if it's acne prone. Let me tell you. And knowing, because the key here is also not to destroy your skin while wearing this makeup, because you only get one. Like, I know you like shed and reshed your skin or whatever science, I don't know how science works, but it's really knowing what's best for you so you don't end up like, you know, looking like you belong on RuPaul's Drag Race while you're wearing your makeup kind of thing. I don't know, maybe that's what you're going for. Now, accents to your overall look. Fake eyelashes, fake nails, and tinting your eyebrows. Fake eyelashes, I am wearing 2 sets of fake eyelashes right now. Because these big ones here need to be held up by a smaller set underneath, and otherwise they like cover my eyes. I tried to put them on without it, and he was laughing at me. And they just add more dimension to the eye itself, especially if somebody's doing like a beauty shot from here up. It creates a much more streamlined look, and it makes your eye just go more in the photo. You just want it to pop, because the eye will be the focal point when somebody's looking at the picture. Fake nails, if your character, like, say, Princess Cadence, okay? She's a princess, so you assume she's going to have, you know, her nails done. She's going to be fabulous wherever she goes, you know, except after she had the baby. Poor girl. But nice nails, fake press-on nails. You can get them at CVS. If you want to, you know, have a little trip to the spa before you go to the con, which I usually like doing, actually. You can go and get a set of nails done if you want, but just remember they are expensive. Money. I actually used to wear nails, and then I started eating a lot of chicken, and my nails grew, so it worked out nicely. Tinting eyebrows. Who here has ever heard of tinting your eyebrows for a costume? Yes, okay.
Just match the wig.
Match the wig.
That's there.
My wig covers my eyebrows mostly, so I didn't bother. But for tinting your eyebrows, here's a fun trick. It's a nice, cheap way of doing it without having to put glue or anything over your eyebrows, because I really don't like doing that. I'm always afraid my eyebrows are just going to fall off afterwards. This is nice, simple, easy, and cost-effective. What you're going to do is you're going to take your concealer when you're getting your face all done up. What you're going to do is take a brush and put it on a brush. You can get dirt cheap brushes at like Target or something like that for $1. Great. What you're going to do is you're going to go in the opposite grain of the eyebrow. So you're going to make all the hairs basically stand up on end, and you're going to brush it across the brow so you're covering it completely. Okay? So it's going to be matching your skin tone. Let it sit, let it dry, because it is on the hair, so it's going to make it feel a little funky when you're done. When the time comes, after, you know, hair, makeup, and everything like that, what you're going to do is you're going to find an eyeshadow in the color of your wig. Now, that could be a little difficult, but here's another fun trick. NYX Cosmetics, NYX Cosmetics. They make these lip pencils. They're about this big. They're called jumbo lip pencils, and they make them in every color of the rainbow. They're great. Get one of these, because I know I did teal for Miku from Vocaloid. And what I did is I took the teal one after I did the thing with my eyebrows, and then I just took it and I drew over my actual eyebrow, and I had teal eyebrows. Use a setting spray, and that stuff isn't coming off for the rest of the day. But you might have to do a little touch-ups, especially if, you know, in your humidity.
Here, Baltimore in August.
Baltimore in August, which I hear that's when FurryCon is. So,
next year.
next year, man. But just accent to create a powerful look without looking too plastic. You don't want to look fake, you still want to look like a real human being, so... Oh, this is totally you now.
Yes. Okay, so,
I'm going to go over here.
fursuiting. Anybody here ever wear a fursuit before? Really? Cool.
You'll know his pain.
So, obviously with ponies and with other creature characters, I consider this the best way to be accurate. You can do a gajinka, but just, there's something about just
Thank you, bro.
covering yourself all up and being that creature, you know? My examples here are, I made these two My Little Pony top, Pokemon. I made that for, and these are a group of Japan ponies, which, relevant. So, pony suits are a little different from normal fursuits because they don't have distinguishing hand and feet paws, which actually makes it a lot easier to make. Key things with it, the body doesn't have to be that defined, but the legs. Usually you're going to have the defined haunches, the, you know, chunky,
You want to be
straight
a
down,
horse.
yeah, with the digitigrade, as it's called. I can't really explain how to pattern that well. There are tutorials out there. The number one tutorial place, I say, for anything fursuiting, matrices.net. She's been doing it for longer than I have, and back in 2007, I used her tutorials to get started. But I will tell you, so yeah, well, let me continue with the body for now. Full body suit, usually a back zipper, but usually attached arms you don't have to. If you're using a long fur like this, you're going to cover the gap, and then you can just slide those arms off and have your hands free. What I did on here, and I think a lot of the Japanese stores do, I have a zipper, right, sort of hidden in the seam. So it's actually, the zipper's on the inside, so I can zip it from the inside, get my hand out, do whatever I need to.
You have to be incredibly double jointed, apparently, to be for
It's easier, but yeah, so this, usually they're a one-piece bodysuit. How I did these legs is all polyfill, so it's just basically giant holes in my legs, except for the bottoms, which did not put that in here, which are foam, almost solid foam. That's all, because he wanted it all polyfill.
Oh, do you have another slide of those?
Yes. Okay, so the head. There are a couple ways to do it. You can carve it yourself with the standard fursuit methods, you know, balaclava with foam, freestyle it. There's one guy, Adelon the Deer, that sells thermoplastic, yeah, like, what's it called? Vacuum-formed head shells that you can use as a base.
They actually had
My personal favorite that I have used on both of those is Toki Riedel's, basically a pepakura pattern.
What's peppercorn?
Pepakura is papercraft, but basically it's the act of taking a 3D model and laying it out with paper to create a pattern of something. In this case, yeah, he has a free, on his DeviantArt, head shell pattern, along with a tutorial for it. It creates a really great shape. And you just, you print it at 300 DPI, you cut it out, you lay it over EVA foam, or you can use, upholstery foam. And yeah, it's just a really great standard head shell. Pretty much all those Japanese fursuiters in that previous pick use it.
And my own, I don't like wearing fursuits because I get really claustrophobic wearing them, unfortunately. But I will vouch that this particular pattern I actually had no issue wearing
Yeah.
something like that because
You get
that was very breathable.
a lot more ventilation when it's just a shell instead of just a foam-on balaclava completely pressed over your head. Although that can be easier to breathe through if you have like an actual moving mouth, but
Which he has done. He makes the mouths move on his suits a lot, so he can drink and talk and whatnot. And be
Yeah.
merry. I don't know.
this is the one thing I like to spread with pony fursuiting is this pattern rules.
Is there another slide?
I was going to say
Nope.
no.
Putting cooling.
Cooling. So one important thing, especially Baltimore in August. The fursuiting, standard you want to wear underneath is basically Under Armour heat gear. It absorbs sweat, and it may sound disgusting, but it uses your own sweat to keep you cool underneath. Because you basically have that layer of moist clothing underneath. But it also locks in the moisture so it doesn't get in your costume. What I like to use, and they sell this commercially, you can make your own, which I did. There's a thing called phase change material. It's a gel that solidifies at about 56 degrees, and they'll stay that way for 3 or 4 hours, depending on how hot it is. And you make a vest out of it, a cooling vest. Easy Cool Down Vest is one brand that sells it. It's about $250, I think, but it's really nice, straps in really nicely. I made my own. I found actually dog vest inserts on Amazon. So $70 for 3 of the gel packs, and then I just got some mesh from Joann's and made my own. It's so much easier to suit for longer if you have one of those cooling vests.
And then the fans.
Yes, fans in the head. I'm still trying to figure out that Tokyo Riddle pattern, but I know people have pulled it off.
Could you put
Fans in
it
the head really help. If you have that constant flow of air blowing on your face, basically. It'll pull in air from inside and it makes breathing and wearing it a lot
So
easier.
much better.
Yes.
It's a different world with the fan in
Yes.
there. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's basically all I got on fursuiting.
all right, so you made your costume, you got your makeup, you got your weave, you're looking fabulous, you got your pony cosplay with the head and the fans and the horse. You're at the convention and somebody stops to ask you for a photo. So now we get to the fun part of posing and modeling. So, the rule number 1 in my book, embody the character. The people are asking to stop and take a photo of your costume because you're cosplaying one of their favorite characters or a character they really, really enjoy. So, this is with both Pony and any other cosplay. Research and know your character and their mannerisms. So, as I like to make an example of, I'm not going to sit here as Rara, like, okay, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's more cakey pie. If I were going to do Rara, it would be more like a,
Oh, work it. Oh my god. It's amazing.
oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
So, it's all about knowing your character and how to really embody the character. I will tell you right now that before I even made my Rara costume, I watched the episode like 8 times in a row. I studied her character and her mannerisms on stage and how she acted before she became, happy regular Rara, not prima donna Rara. And then after that, I stood in front of a mirror and I practiced posing. I have the veil, which makes it very difficult to pose with, I find, because you can't see my face. But at the same time, I practice with the veil, I practice without the veil. I practiced posing with a friend of mine who was one of my backup dancers, so we could figure out fun poses to do with each other. And it really just enhanced the experience of being able to pose and get photos back and actually look really cool. Can we go back? I don't know. Meh, whatever. Now, the other thing too...
There we go.
Oh, thank you. Oh, we've gone too far. We've seen too much. But yeah, so doing things like sporty versus glamour photos. If your character is like a warrior type person, you're not going to sit there and throw up the peace sign going tee hee. You're going to sit there and be all like ready to fight and kick some butt. So, but this is also important, especially when working with photographers, because if you do end up having a private photo shoot with a photographer of some sort and want to get like a ton of photos and look pretty, I learned this from America's Next Top Model, okay? Be aware of the lighting and the position of your head and body. So if my light is coming from above here, I'm going to try and face that light so you get more of my face and no shadow on the face.
Photographers, if you're in a convention center and there's sun coming in through the windows, do not stand on the opposite side with the. Do not silhouette your subject. Just go to the other side. Get some nice lighting for them. See, a lot of people do that at cons. Just ignore that.
And honestly, it can just make or break photos and the overall look if you're just not in the right lighting. And this is something, like I said, practice at home. There is no shame in standing in your room, put on some music, and just stand there and practice posing. I even watch videos of Lady Gaga to try and figure out how to pose her, okay? I vetoed a meat dress, but we're not going to go into that. But another big thing, too, say you're running late for a panel, say you have to get somewhere, say you're meeting friends, say you're, I don't know, you need to go and spend an obscene sum of money in the dealer's room, okay? Remember, you are allowed to say no to photos if you are busy or tired.
That goes double to fursuiters. Don't be afraid to break the magic. You need to go take a rest. Take the head off. Make it known that you're... Yeah, take the head off. Make it known that you're not taking photos. You need to go rest.
Yeah. Cosplayers are there to, you know, make the convention a little bit more entertaining and have people there dressed up and have fun. But we're also people. We also get tired. I've had more photos snapped of me shoving a sandwich in my mouth than I care.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. Besides Kira, I've had people taking photos of me eating. Or I've taken off like my ponytail clip for a costume, because I also have the same thing for my Twilight Sparkle outfit. And I've taken this off and people have taken photos. I'm like, dude, really? I slaved Twilight and chopped her hair off. I mean, she just got her hair chopped off. It was awful. But it's all about, to me, this is the best part of being in costume, is getting to pose for photos and just enjoying yourself. Next. All right, I hate this part of the panel, but we're going to discuss it anyway. Harassment and behavior with cosplayers. Now, I'm assuming that most of you guys are cosplayers here, yes. Now, who's heard that magic thing, cosplay does not equal consent? Okay, you guys know what that is? Have you ever heard of that? All right.
A lot of larger cons, Comic Cons and all, are actually starting to put out signs now for that, because creeper's going to creep.
It's
Personal
a personal space thing. I can't even say it just happens to female cosplayers, because it does happen to male cosplayers as well. I've had friends who are dressed, you know, a little bit more on the scantily clad side at a comic convention, and guys get a little too up close and personal way. And I had one friend, I think this is the worst photo, my friend Oksana. She was in a costume that her shoulders were bare. This guy's like, hey, can I get a photo? And she's like, sure. He put his arm around her, and he definitely wasn't wearing deodorant.
Oh.
So all over her shoulders, she went into the bathroom, and she's like, wash away, just wash away, just wash
Oh
away.
my
It
God.
just would not come off. So respect to cosplayers' personal space. Like I said in the last slide, you're allowed to say no for photos. If you are busy and you need to walk away, walk away. Cosplayers are, you know, not the actual characters. So, for example, you do not want to hear me sing. Never gonna happen. But it's just a matter of respect. And I'm going to throw this out there for everybody, because I am a big believer in the personal space aspect, because I have GAD, I have anxiety disorder. And I do not like people getting up in my business if I don't know who they are. Like, I'm a very friendly person. You want to come up and talk to me? Come talk to me. I love meeting new people. But if I'm not feeling right or I'm tired, my anxiety tends to get worse faster. So if I have people, for example, at Katsucon, when I cosplayed La Morte from the Book of Life, if you've ever seen the Book of Life, big friggin' costume. I have floating candles. I have a hat that's out to here. It was ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
But when people were taking photos, I worked on this costume for 4 months, so yeah, take my photo, please. But people started getting closer,
Yeah.
and closer, and closer, and closer.
Literally in the gazebo lobby, if you've ever seen the Gaylord, she was off in a corner here, and we literally had a crowd of people around completely. It looked like one of those scenes out of Japan at Comic-Con.
Have you ever seen, like, there's a picture, like, of a female cosplayer just standing there, and it's a wall of photographers.
I've seen it happen. I've been to Katsucon. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, it happens. And as I had to have a friend of mine be like, you have to take, like, 10 steps back, because I actually had to stop and have them, like, take off my hat, and I had to take a breather and pop a Xanax because I was about to have a total meltdown in a costume that took me almost 5 hours to get into. So, respect the space of a cosplayer because, like I said, we're people. I have a life. I want to keep living it. Now, this is a thing that also I'd like to quickly just mention. We are a community. There's not a caste system in cosplay, meaning no cosplayer is better than anyone else.
Doesn't matter how many Facebook likes they have.
Facebook likes are stupid in my book, okay? Just because you're famous on the internet does not mean that you're better in real life than anybody else. Because here's a fun fact I always like to share. When you leave the convention and you go 4 blocks that way, they're not going to know who you are and they're not going to care. I'm just saying. Because, so I don't, like, I have to say, unfortunately, there is one person that I can think of that everybody might know. Who here has heard of Yaya Han? Wait. Have you guys ever heard of Yaya Han? This is a very nice change. I'm happy. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, if you ever go to Joann's, you see cosplay fabrics, her name is on it.
that's her. That's Yaya Han. She's a cosplayer.
She's been cosplaying as long as, longer. 1999, I think.
No?
2001 she started, yeah.
Same year.
After you.
But I thought we were supposed to
But-
part if we see her in the vendor hall, like the
Oh,
vendor.
Like the Red
absolutely.
Sea?
It's supposed to
You
part.
should.
Yeah.
No.
You should.
To be fair, I'm actually pretty decent friends with Yaya. She's a very sweet person, but as a cosplayer, I don't agree with her. So,
Now, I don't care for her as a cosplayer either, but what she has done for us now, in terms of how good of a marketer she is, getting new kinds of fabrics and patterns into Joann's, getting, all right, no, we're not going to say anything about Heroes of Cosplay. That was a downside, but I like to think she made up for it with the fabrics and stuff.
yes.
But
So she-
it's more mainstream. Cosplay is not a foreign word. anymore.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not a foreign word. I go into
Give me a
Joann's, they're like,
second.
so, what are you working on? Oh, a cosplay? Like, oh, yeah, when I worked at Joann's, when people are like, what are you working on? A cosplay? What's that? I heard. All right, button.
Yes. So, open forum now.
Open forum now.
For however much time we have left.
All right, so if you guys have any questions, now is the time.
Well, that's like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool, then we have plenty of time.
So you were talking about the wigs. That looks like something incredibly custom. Were those 2 wig suppliers, do they make custom things for you? Or are they designing these things for you?
Arta likes to try and make things as custom as possible. However, they do not take commissions or do custom wigs.
There are people that do take wig commissions, like...
I've taken wig commissions.
Yeah.
So did you make that?
Yes.
Or
This is actually a ponytail clip where I wefted in the purple, so it's separate from the actual wig. And then this is a base wig that came together with, actually no, it didn't come together. This was a separate base and a separate ponytail that I ordered. So, but all from the same wig company, so I had the same shade of purple. But this, fun fact, this right here, this ponytail, the pink, this was all curls when I first got it.
Oh.
So wigs are incredibly heat resistant now. So I took a flat iron in about 20 minutes of my day and then just sat there watching Netflix and just went straight wig. It takes a couple go-overs with it, but the end result is fantastic. And then I just treated it with some oil sheen, which is a spray that you can use to keep your wigs from tangling.
Black Lady wig
Yeah,
conditioner.
exactly. But it works. Anybody else? Any other questions?
What's your stance on contacts?
Contacts. I love
Yes,
contacts. Contacts
yes.
are great because now I know how to put them in, so therefore they're great. Contacts. Cosmetic contacts for cosplays. Okay. Obviously, people don't have naturally purple eyes or green, or well, they do have green eyes, but not green eyes, or red eyes, or cat eyes, or things like that. So you can purchase color contacts. Now, if you see a vendor at a convention selling color contacts, do not buy from them.
Learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
You need legally in the United States, you need a prescription before you can buy contacts, even if they're no power on them, even if they're plain out.
Mine have no power to them because I don't need glasses. But I still went to my eye doctor. I sat down, I spoke with them, I talked to them what I wanted to do, and they did a full examination of my eye to make sure they knew my curvature and everything else of my eye and everything, so I knew what type of contacts and what curvature I needed.
Because contacts do come in different
sizes.
Otherwise, they burn after about 10 minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
And remember when you put them in, to put them in the right way, because I sure didn't. I put it in upside down, that was a very painful
Ouch.
mistake. And I didn't know why it was bothering me. I'm like, oh wait, I'm totally sore. But yes, places to get color contacts. Pinky Paradise is the big one.
Good one. Honey color.
Honey color.
If you want really high-end special effects ones, 9mm effects.
Yes. Nice. Yeah. Whatever.
does that.
And also, point of reference. If your character has a full eye color, they do make
Sclera
contacts
contacts.
like that. They are called scleras, and they cover the full eye.
That
Now,
sounds terrifying.
yes, it is terrifying. I watched a friend put them in her eye, and it was the most terrifying thing I have ever watched in my life. I am slightly
Is that a
traumatized.
solid, like, color? Like
It
the
can be a
entire
solid color,
eyeball?
or it can be
Covers
like,
the white of your eyeball, yeah.
yeah, it can cover the whole thing, so you look like you have blind eyes.
Oh my
That
goodness.
sounds horrifying.
Now-
It is.
But I bet people would take a picture all day long. Worth it.
Hey,
But-
if you were doing like a changeling, the giant.
Yeah, if you did a change, then you could use them. A friend of mine did it for a hollow version of a character from Bleach.
Oh my
Bleach Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now,
The white
but
irises
there
and black
is
stars.
a warning. With scleras, that is something that you have to thoroughly, very, very, very much discuss with your eye doctor before wearing. And I will also tell you that when you put them in, you know, it takes a little minute. They don't cover all the way to the corners because obviously that's a terrible life decision. They cover up to like the tear ducts or something. But when you take them out after being on your eye all day, I remember I was taking my makeup off next to Tina, and she sat there and she was taking it out. All of a sudden I heard, when it came off the eye, I went. I proceeded to
Also
run
good to keep your eyes hydrated, get some eye drops. for
eye
that.
drops. Because your eyes, if you're not used to wearing contacts all the time, your eyes are going to sit there being like, what is life? What is this?
Usually
Can't
cosmetic
breathe, can't breathe.
Literally.
Yes.
Usually cosmetic contacts don't really allow oxygen into the eye as easily as like daily contacts.
Yeah. So,
Sorry, so what again were they called? The ones that cover like your whole eye?
Scleras, which is actually the name of the white part of your eye, the sclera.
Oh, okay.
any other questions? Yes.
So, do you participate in contests at conventions?
Yes. Well, the last one I competed in was
That was
Anime
AUSA.
USA.
AUSA. We
AUSA.
both did.
Yes, we both competed against
And we
each other.
both won best of the individual days.
Yes, we do compete in contests. Like I said, I actually ran the contest this year at BronyCon, so this time around,
we run.
Colossal Con we run, we judged
But-
at Anime Next Zenkai Con, Anime Boston, Anime USA, Otakon I've judged. We judge a lot now.
More than competing, yeah.
More than competing, we actually judge more than
it's
we
like
compete.
we got our awards at the highest tier. It's like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh my god, you're so judgy.
Oh my god. Judgmental.
The best thing about judging, though, is how much you learn from other people.
That's why I love to judge. It's the
That's why I
greatest
love
feeling. Because I learn stuff while judging. Because there are techniques that people will use. I'm like, tell me more. Because I have never heard of that. Especially when we see novices coming in, and some of these novices they blow our minds sometimes. Like, they have costumes that are full suits of armor with war blood and all this
Or metal full suits.
metals. Oh god.
Although he wasn't technically a novice, he cheated.
Cheated, yes. Yes, we do know when people cheat when they compete, so please don't.
You can tell when somebody
What
bought a
is
costume.
cheating?
When
If they-
somebody comes in and they say, hey, I made this, and then we're like, okay, so what kind of stitch is this? Oh, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, you bought that crap.
We had somebody really good at BSing it at Colossal this year.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still tell, like, no, you didn't make this.
Yeah, it's one of
Because
these things where...
The contests usually are craftsmanship contests, so we are judging how you made the costume. And that's how we switched to BronyCon this year, which apparently threw some people off.
Yeah,
But
prove it.
yeah, usually there's performance side. She's done more performance. I've never done any performance contest.
I'm more of a performance judge than a
Performance
craftsmanship judge,
and
but I still do
craftsmanship,
craftsmanship judge. I'm a little bit of both, because we end up judging both anyway, usually. So.
Yeah, it was all in one for Zenkai.
And when I say performance, at anime conventions we usually give a lot of skits, and therefore you go, you perform, you do skits. I did a lot of dance performances because I'm a dancer. So we would do these big, ridiculous, elaborate performances, and I think I have 4 or 5 best in shows. So
The one performance I did with her was a dramatic Castlevania skit where we actually had metal sword, stage combat swords that we dueled with.
I stabbed him during rehearsal. It was fun. I mean, no, it wasn't.
That whole still in that shirt.
Well, he should have been wearing his vest that he made.
Yeah.
So
I made the vest to be like actual leather fencing defense, and I didn't wear it for freaking.
well, historically accurate too, I know. But we've been around. We've done this a lot. It's a lot of fun. Any other questions for us? Anything you'd like to know about us in general?
Anything we know.
Yeah, I was thinking, because I remember you mentioning about fursuits, and they said they had fans, and how do you power them out? How do you power
Batteries.
just regular batteries?
Yeah, I mean, you can get a 12-volt fan from like Radio Shack, a computer fan, mounted in somewhere with ventilation.
Mom's busy.
9-volt battery will power it just fine. You can actually buy pre-made, pre-wired with battery pack and everything from places like Dream Vision Creations, who do a lot of fursuiting parts.
We just use a computer fan and a 9-volt
Yeah, you
battery.
can just get cheap.
Just some wires.
I actually recently
Call it a day.
I actually recently grabbed a bunch of 5-volt fans and started wiring USBs to them, so I could use one USB battery pack with a couple
Fancy.
different fans.
That's fancy.
He likes to get super fancy with his stuff.
Doing
It's
Fursuit fans on a
convenient.
budget.
It's
Because I don't have to keep changing batteries every few cons.
Breathing is great. Breathing is magic.
Breathing is magic. I love it.
And I think the next stuff, like right now we're working, he actually bought a really cool thing where it's a cutting machine.
Oh yes,
So he
silhouette
could
cutting.
cut out pieces of armor and stuff like that out of
Epic
that.
patterns. I'm actually using
We're
it
doing
for,
stuff from Final Fantasy XIV.
so
So-
pleather scaling on it. So you know the Dreadworm gear? I'm doing the monk Dreadworm gear. Pleather scaling all of that.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
fancy.
So,
You guys are amazing.
5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Any other questions for us, guys? Anything else you want to know? Questions about us? Anything that we've done?
Tap our
We'll
brain.
tell you stupid funny stories if you want. Oh, I like that one. Stupid funny
Bueller?
story.
Anyone?
Oh, God. Oh, wait. I've got a fun story. So, going back to when I used to cosplay, I did Riku from Kingdom Hearts. And I was at Katsucon with my roommate. We had just come out of the dealer's hall, and this girl comes running up to me. She's like, "Can I please get a photo of your costume?" And I didn't actually say anything to her. I just nodded, and I, posed with the keyblade. And she sat there, and she takes the photo, and she comes up to me. She's like, "It is so refreshing to see a guy cosplay Riku." My roommate was on the floor, and I just sat there and went, "Thank you."
Oh my god.
She turned bright red and red. That's so bad. Oh God, what else? Funny, I've had a lot of weird experiences in cosplay. Like people asking, "Why are you dressed that way?" I had a friend who did Macross Frontier, and she did Cheryl Nome from Macross, which is, she's a songstress, kind of like this. She's Lady Gaga, but in space. And she had like this cute little outfit on. We were on NJ Trans, we were going to New York Comic Con, and she was standing there, and she looked like an airline stewardess. So every time somebody got on the train, she's like, "Welcome to NJ Transit." Please, this way. Excellent. Are they there?
So that thing with interacting with normies, you know how much Baltimore loves BronyCon?
Yes.
Pittsburgh really freaking loves Anthrocon. So last year was the first time I went to Anthrocon, and it was also the first time they decided to take the Fursuit Parade, which is a thing at most furry cons, outside to the public.
It's
Whoa.
July.
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes outside like under an underpass, and then it's like outside actually in the sun for like 3 seconds. So it works. But you go outside, and this is the first year they did it. They didn't know what to expect, but there was a good 2,000 people from just the streets of Pittsburgh out there, and it was chilling, the reaction. I've never experienced that in cosplay before. It was the coolest thing to come out to cheering crowds of children and parents and all that.
Yeah, that sounds
for the fursuits coming through.
I think
It was really cool.
the most recent really cool experience I had in cosplay was actually at Colossal Con. When pre-masquerade, I discussed this with the head of our department real quick, and he's like, "It will kill time." So pre-masquerade, I got up there and I was dressed as Gazelle from Zootopia, and I performed Try Everything for the audience. And it was probably it was a really fun experience because people were like, we're not expecting this, but this is cool! So, I mean, cosplay is supposed to make everybody happy. And that's what it is. You're dressed up as a character, you're here to make people enjoy and have fun and really
And
just
express your love.
and express your love for a character. Especially, I love My Little Pony cosplay. Like, this is probably one of my favorite things I get to do all year is do My Little Pony cosplay. So, and just remember, guys, for me, please, enjoy the hobby, make friends, experience all these really great conventions with people and places. I guess we never actually mentioned this. This guy right here, this is my boyfriend.
We met at my second convention.
Yeah, and we've been together for a long time. So if it was his second
That
convention,
second convention is like equivalent this weekend.
yeah,
14 years?
14 years. So,
Wow.
so yeah, this
You
is my
need
boyfriend.
another word to describe your relationship at this point.
Yeah, right?
Old non-married couple. But right, is that everything? You guys good? If you have any other questions you didn't want to ask, please find us afterwards. Guys, enjoy the rest of FillyCon.
Oh wait, the lighting is terrible.
Sorry.
Actually, it's not the projector. It's actually more the projector. Hold on.
Again, lighting.
Yes.
Oh, that's some drama.
Thank you. And wait, sure. No. See if I can get up. Swipe.